such an appropriate show. If I could learn ventriloquism and just do that the entire time, and 5 people are just like, this is amazing. And 2 people are like, I want it. And the rest of you would go home, which is helpful to the cause. Guys, I didn't know the room was this big. But before I start, guys, I owe a lot of what I do to other people in this fandom. I can't tell you the support that I've had. And for those of you who have seen it at other conventions, I'm part of a comedy troupe known as the Three-Headed Monster. They've been performing with me for a while, and it's how I've gotten the courage, the material, and basically the wherewithal to know how not to vomit in front of all of you right now. So I wanted to do something, guys. Before I do my set, it is my honor and my privilege to introduce one of my best friends in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, opening for us tonight is Lord Pandaz!
Holy wow. Hi! Wow, this is a large room. This is definitely more people that I have performed in front of before, but I am going to do my best, so I hope you all enjoy this festivities here this evening. I thought I might start off with a little musical number, if you might like. No! Go! This is a little song I wrote. Yeah, okay. Arrived at the Anthrocon, but I didn't plan ahead. Never booked a hotel room, so I've got no bed. I'm looking for crash space, I'll even take the floor. I'm hoping to pay cash, but they'll probably ask for backdoor. As I'm looking at the furries, there's not one familiar face. I only know Twitter icons, no one's gender or race. I finally find this guy from Offer Meet from last year. He's still 1 year underage, so he'll take payment in beer. I'm finally gonna fursuit, gonna have so much fun. It's an exact Chinese copy of my favorite one. As I step into the con space, everyone stares in woe. Oh, come on, he's been dead since at least 6 months ago. As I'm walking through the lobby, some people approach me. It's the hotel staff along with the convention security. We know about the booze that you bought for that young guy. You have broken the rules, so it is time to say bye. As I'm packing up all my stuff, I'm feeling so sad. Who'd have thought booze for minors could be so bad? I get into my car, then a smile comes to me. I can do this all again in August at IFC. So four quick things you need to know about that little song right there. Number one, yes, that was in fact Away in a Manger, a lovely ballad about the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turned into a song about underage drinking and getting kicked out of a furry convention. You're welcome. Secondly, is the name of that song. Now, anyone here who is a convention staffer, you already know the name of the song. It's built into your DNA. For those of you who do not staff furrycons, let me share with you the title of the song. It is known quite simply as "Don't Be That Guy!" No. And for those of you who were confused about the last line of the song, IFC stands for Indie FurCon. It's a convention in August in Indianapolis that I happen to be chairman of. Hashtag shameless plug. And lastly, the thing I am most proud of about that song, it made Kage drop his glass of wine. I performed that little song at a convention called Fur Square up in Milwaukee. And Kage happens to walk in at the back of the room as we're performing. Oh, yes, hello fellow attendees, what's going on? Oh, they're performing. And I could see his face drop little by little with each line of the song. And finally, with the line, "He died 6 months ago," the glasses went. I swear, he's a great soccer player though, because his foot just went. And he walked out. Oh my goodness. So, quick round of applause in here. Who remembered everything they needed for the convention this year? Every single thing. You did. You did? Yeah, I have not always remembered everything that I should have. I don't know why. One time I showed up at a FurCon, remembered literally everything except my fursuit head. That was fun. I'm like, oh, hands, tails, paws. Oh, no. But I think the worst time was coming here to this convention. See, I finished packing, I was in my car, ready to get here, and as soon as I got behind, turned the keys, I'm like, wait, I have to get something. I'll have to pick it up on the way there. I wear a CPAP at night, which is basically like a Darth Vader mask that like, I wear it at night that, it keeps me alive. Basically it forces air down my throat. But the latch on it's gotten a little loose, so, now it's like... And I'm like, I'm sharing a room with people. I don't want the machine that keeps me alive to be the cause of my death. All right, good night, guys. See you in the morning. Oh, really? Maybe not you. So I'm like, okay, I need something to fasten down on this to keep it closed so it's not going to annoy my friends. So all right, I'll pick that up on the way to Con. I should have remembered before, but I'll pick it up. Then, as I'm on the way here, I pull over for gas somewhere, and I realize, oh, you know what else? I'm not expecting anything to happen this weekend, but, I like to be prepared. I checked in my luggage, do I have some prophylactics? I'm like, oh yes, look, I have 2, and expire in August of 2011. Why did I splurge on that 3-pack back in 2008? They're my hopes. Oh, 31-year-old me who has so much high hope and no. So I'm like, okay, I need to pick those up. All right, get here to the convention. I'm right near the last exit. I'm like, okay, search for nearby pharmacy. Okay, directions, go there. Pull in. And I'm about to walk into the store, and I realize what I'm about to do. I'm gonna walk up to this cashier and ask to buy condoms and rubber bands. No! No, don't be rubber band condom bandits, no. I'm like, okay, I have to buy some other stuff. I have to do it. I have to mask what's happening here. So I'm like, okay, I could use that, box those. Art supplies, that'll throw them off, that'll be great. I get up there, I put all my stuff on the counter, and the cashier's just like... I'm like, why, what's the matter? Oh no. I have made this so much worse. Rubber bands, condoms, box of wine, box of sleeping pills, glue stick, box of glitter. And
the cashier is just like, I want to ask you a question. And I'm like, oh, please don't ask. And she's like, so, I'm just wondering, is there like some sort of party going on? Because this is like the third time I've rung this up today. I'm like, no, I don't know. What is just stuff I needed? I'm on my way to the Westin at the convention center for, a con this weekend. And she paused mid-scan. Even the machine paused mid-scan. I was like, weep, woo, weep. And she looked at me, and she looked at the items, and I will never forget what she said. Oh yeah, the furries are back this weekend. So remember your stuff, is what I'm saying. So, for those of you who don't know me, which is probably most of you, I also like to attend other conventions other than furry. I like to go to a lot of Comic-Con style conventions. I have an outfit that I wear. It's a lion costume, but I also wear a hat and a scarf and sonic screwdriver. I am the 4th Doctor from Doctor Who, and I like to call my character Doctor because furry puns. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and get some pictures and hang out at a convention. And one of my friends was like, oh, you're going to that one? Get a picture with Christopher Judge. He likes furries, lol. And I'm like, okay, Christopher Judge. Okay, he played a character on Stargate. Not really related, but what do you mean he likes furries, lol? You quoted likes furries, and then you were writing in lowercase letters, then you capital LOL'd. You capital lol, this means something. He's like, here's a link, watch this video. Dragon Con. Christopher Judge is up on a panel with a whole bunch of people. And for some reason, somebody starts talking about, did you see those guys in the animal costumes? The furries? And Christopher Judge is like, oh yeah, like the cats and dogs, they're furry, yeah, sure. And then someone else was like, no, they're furries, Chris. And he's like, they're cats and dogs, they have fur. Yeah, of course they're furries, what's the deal? And you could tell he'd never heard of furries before. And one of his co-stars was like, and leans back, and he leans back, and they're having this wildly animated tale going on with someone just doing this in front of them. And all of a sudden Christopher Judge goes, what? People do that? Where do I get one of these costumes? I need to meet Christopher Judge. This needs to be a thing. So I am first in line to get my photo with Christopher Judge at the convention. And the people behind me are like, tapping me on the shoulder, can we lean in? Because we want to see his face when he sees you. And I'm like, I want to see his look when he sees me. So I go, they tap me on the shoulder, okay, head on in. And I walk in. And he hasn't seen me yet. He's facing away. He's saying goodbye to someone that was with a photo shoot before. He turns to look at me, and he had like a little smirk, like, oh. And the minute he saw me, his eyes went wide, and he went full Cheshire Cat. I was like, so I saw it turn on over, and I'm like, okay, let's get this picture taken. And he does the hold up to the cameraman. There is a line of people waiting for pictures, and he's like, hold up. And he goes, put my arm around me. So I need to ask you a question. Are you a mascot? Or are you a furry? I know who I am. I am proud. I am Dr. Mew, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a furry, Chris. And he will say the one thing that I think means the most to me out of any other celebrity I've ever met in my life. He said, and I quote, yeah. I I've had a lot of other luck as well. I've gotten to meet a few other people over the years. I also have another character that I like to wear. He's a panda that's like half regular and half reverse. He's based off of Star Trek. That's where I get my name, Pandez. Lieutenant Pandez, the Star Trek Panda. And he's been to a few Comic-Cons, and I was lucky to meet LeVar Burton a few times. Get a picture with him. And I got a picture with him like by himself and then with a small group. And then there was another convention, I'm like, okay, he's got a picture with Will Wheaton. I hadn't met Will Wheaton before. I met all the other Star Trek cast members, but not Will. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a picture with Will Wheaton in suit. But right before that, they had a duo shot. They had LeVar and Will. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a picture with Will and LeVar out of suit. Take the head off, real me. I don't have many of those. It's always the character. So I'm there, in line, take off the head and everything, leave it all on the table. Still wearing the Star Trek uniform, still have the panda feet on, but the rest of me is just, hi, me. And I walk around, and I get right in between LeVar and Will. Standard picture, they're both like smiling, I'm smiling, yay. Click, go to walk away, tap, tap, tap on my shoulder. Hi. LeVar's just like, where's the panda head? And I'm like, oh, it's on the table around the corner. I wanted a picture, as me, just because I thought that would be great. And Will Wheaton is staring at me and my feet. And I see the wheels clicking in his brain, and then he stares at me and he goes, "You're Lieutenant Pandez. I rickrolled you on Twitter." And I was like, you did! I remember that, because this was before you could see the video. It was just like, oh, it's a link, and he replied back to me. It's something I tweeted at him, and you rickrolled me, you bastard. Wheaton! So I'm like, okay, I get around the corner, and I'm like, Will Wheaton! I get the head back on, all the parts back on. I'm in line, getting ready for my picture in suit with Will. And once again, tap, tap, tap on the shoulder. And there's LeVar Burton. He's leaving to go back to sign autographs. And he's like, much better, and walks away. I'm like, all right. Wait, did LeVar Burton just call me ugly? Wait, was that a diss or was that a compliment? I don't know. We still going? All right. I'm gonna take a sip because it is warm up here. I've never been on a stage with this many lights on me.
It's hot out here too. Take it off.
It's Powerade Zero. There's nothing in here. It's electrolytes and no sugar because I'm on keto right now.
Shut up.
I love/hate you. No, I can't eat bread. Leave it. Bread is my kryptonite. Leave me alone. I don't want to fall off the wagon. I'll be found dead, gorged at Panera tomorrow. What the hell was that? Oh, absinthe. Fantastic. Thank you. Bottle of water. That is not water. Keep it away.
It's water.
No, go. You go backstage till I call you out. By the way, is it time to call you out?
Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time up here on stage. Thank you so much. Now put your hands together for the guy you're here to see. I want to make enough noise that they can hear it to the dealers, and I don't care if they're closed. Let's rattle some on the stages. Give it up for Alkali!
Guys, let's give it up one more time for Panda. I don't know how to set a timer. Sure, that'll work. I've got tequila, who could ask for anything more? Possibly a second lover.
Ooh.
Damn! You got good taste. And I'm an alcoholic. That's gonna be I'm gonna knock it over, so I'm gonna actually screw on the lid. You know what amazes me? Like, I was here when they set up this stage. I watched them, like, bring these beautiful lights up. I watched them wire all these microphones. This TV, which is basically like watching the shittiest episode of The Twilight Zone ever. That's what I look like up here? Why are you here?
Love you!
I love you. It is because of that. It's +3 to charisma. So, I love furries so much. But I watched them build this big, beautiful stage for people like Fox and Moore and Pepper and Evil, and I'm watching them build this. I'm like, these people have talent. I once thought I saw a bus. What the hell am I doing up here? Oh, right, that. Because I got a complaint recently, and it's a very valid complaint. They're like, you know, we really don't like how you try to go up there and make drinking sexy. I can see me on the TV. I am not making drinking sexy. That's like saying Grimace was making McDonald's sexy. Grimace, who lost his virginity when the Hamburglar stole it. Come on, he just put it between his buns. This is why you're here. I don't get it either. I had a set list and I don't fucking remember what it was. Somebody scratched it all out. Dragor, I'm looking at you. Sure. I would like to talk to you about a topic near and dear to my heart. Escalation. I would like to talk to you all today about escalation. Because escalation is that thing, when FurCon started, you can't tell me that it wasn't a bunch of people watching Bugs Bunny and one of them said, I'd do that, and one went, convention? And that's where it escalated into this wonderful thing that we have. And we learn every year. Conventions just learn and get better. They escalate. Sometimes due to the hard work of all the wonderful people on staff, all the wonderful attendees that send us your feedback, sometimes dick pics. Guys, stop. It's funny at first, and then it's hysterical. Especially when we just forward them to Kage's address. And then tell his mom to check his email. She's just like, you have some ugly friends. But they mean well. Last year, we got to try something. It might have been last year, I don't know, I'm drunk. At some point in the history of Anthrocon, that's a much better way to start. Let's hedge my bet. I don't know when this happened. Here's a joke. We started doing a parade outside. Oh, isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? It is one of my favorite things in the fandom to see the parade go outside. Also one of my least favorite things in the fandom, because the only way to make it work is to make people with tunnel vision stand on a moving death belt that slowly goes down. Now, I'm not going to say this about all of you. I'm just making a generalization. This is not directed at any one of you. You're fucking idiots. Guys, the first year we tried this, it was very simple. There were 2 escalators. They were both going down. She said, please form 2 lines. They immediately formed a line to the escalator on the left. All right, let's try this again. Can we get you guys to go over here and the whole line move to the right? All right, there are 2 escalators. Could you please split yourselves appropriately? One guy got on another guy's back and rode him down the escalator. One girl walked down the stairs. I'm a fat guy, that's sacrilege. She got exercise. My exercise for the year is Anthrocon. There's a lot of walking here. But your director of logistics has a cart now, which means I don't have to walk as much anymore. And then he found out about my center of gravity, because if you've met me, my center of gravity is right around, no. And he found out that that thing can accelerate quite quickly, and all of a sudden, I'm at the ground. Thanks. We worked on those escalators for the better part of an hour, and the final straw, the absolute last thing, was when we hear from the bottom of the escalators, stop! Stop! Keep going. Go to your death. You can't even form 2 lines. This is natural selection. You guys had backed up all the way to the escalators, and that would have been bad enough, where we're kind of panicking, we're trying to figure out what to do, we're trying to get people to stop. We're watching fursuiters, big, bulky fursuiters, walking backwards on an escalator. And all I can think of is, Bob Saget's still alive? Because we definitely have a chance of winning America's Funniest Home Videos. It culminated with one of the greatest looks I have ever seen Dr. Conway give me. As the escalator had gone all the way down, you know, they wrap around, and it came out the top. And on one of the stairs was nothing but pink fur. Somebody's tail had been caught in the escalator and left a mutilated furry on one of the stairs. And Sam looked at her, he's like, what have we done? And I said, thinned the herd. Escalation. Conventions escalate. That's what you guys do. You escalate problems. But that's how we know there's a problem. In normal, real life, if something small happens, if something small goes wrong, we figure out what's going on, and eventually we fix it. In the furry fandom, if something wrong goes on, sure, yeah, do that. Fuck English. You're gonna have a really tough time today, because none of this makes any sense. Every time, did she just flip me off? Because that'd be awesome. Now this is part of the sign language. Yeah, no, every word is this. Oh, are you speaking in capital letters? You guys have the tendency to find our small problems and escalate them. In a way, an artist would be in awe of. Because I run the Midwest Fur Fest Con Suite. I have the privilege of feeding all of you barely edible food. I say it's barely edible because by the time you guys get in there, you're so hungry, it doesn't matter what I'm serving. Seriously, go out to dinner, eat a sandwich. Pop-Tarts are not a meal. Code Red is not breakfast. I love that you all disagree with me on this. There was more to that joke, but it's not working, so I'm gonna move on. But what happened was, the small incident that did happen, small incident, the soda machine ran out of water. We have to, that's how that soda machine works. We actually have to keep water behind the machine and it eventually runs out. And when it runs out, you simply go out there, turn it off, refill the machine, we're done. So I went out in front of the machine and said, guys, water's out, just give me 1 minute, we'll get it refilled. And this kid, and I call him a kid because he was a kid, a young, impressionable furry, looked at me and did the same look that I gave to my parents when I didn't care anymore. It basically said, sir, fuck you. And he stared at me as he took his clear plastic cup and put it under the code red Mountain Dew dispenser. And I watched Liquid Jolly Rancher fill his glass to the top. And he took it away and looked at me. And in a small, squeaky voice, cheers, motherfucker. I didn't think running out of water would be that big of a problem, but now we have a strain of diabetes going around the fur god. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but I gotta respect the kid. I'm 6'8". Basically, if there was real macro micro, I'm it. And I will eat him. Except that I don't want diabetes. Escalation. Because sometimes we're the cause of it. We try so hard, but nothing ever goes according to plan. Like getting too much light makes the baby go blind to show up to a convention. The first year, I'm standing in the back of the room with the ex-con chairman and the current con chairman, Duncan and Takaza, two very close friends of mine. Have you seen Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind? It is a comedy show. It's 30 skits in 60 minutes, and they put a bunch of numbers up on a fishing wire, and you call out numbers, they do it, and then they do the skit. And number seven was just called Attention Whore. So the entire time they're doing this play, they're doing skit after skit, and every time a skit ends, you're supposed to shout out a number, number 7. Everyone in the audience wants number 7 to happen, but it's just not coming up. And finally, this gentleman walks up, gets number